I, 38 female, have 2 siblings, 32 female and 30 male, but only have a good relationship with my sister. This is the result of our father's favoritism towards my brother. For you to get an idea, my paternal grandparents left us all college funds and wedding funds, but when they died, our father tried to cut our college ones so my brothers would be bigger, since he would need it more because we are women after all. He only attended events for my brother, and the only memories I have of him being active in my life are from before they knew they were expecting the boy. My parents separated when my brother was 2, since my mom couldn't stand the blatant favoritism anymore. He died in 2010, and left it all to my brother who cut contact. Mom was devastated. Fast forward to now. He got engaged and had spent almost all the money. He came back and tried to make friends with Mom and us so we could help pay for the wedding. His wife knew all the history, but since her goal was to be at home with the kids, she didn't care. She was also rude and entitled. Simply not what you want in your family, but hey, Mom was happy. I didn't use any of my funds since I got a full ride and my husband paid for the wedding. Our home was bought by both of us, but the funds were untouched until my sister got married, and I gave her money to cover part of a killer honeymoon and part of the cost of a house. She is successful in her own right, but I wanted to help my best friend. My brother knew this and expected I do the same for him and told his fiancée that. This is where I might be the a-hole. My mom gave him some money for his wedding and our grandparents for a down payment. Her parents also gave them some amount for both of those things. They made it clear to my sister that they expected the same as she got from me. The issue is that she wanted a fairy tale wedding and a huge house. So she started asking me if I would be getting them their gift before or after the wedding. I just said after. She would also ask me if my sister would be jealous about it. I said I hope not. You get the idea. For about 6 months she asked me things like this, and I just never told her once I would be giving them money, but she believed so. But then she asked if I could do X amount first and then X amount after, and I simply said, sure, very, very sarcastically. Last month, where they ambushed me at a family gathering demanding the money, 'cause they have wedding debts and need it for the down payment. I told them I already bought them a KitchenAid mixer with many accessories. My sister-in-law started sobbing, saying it was just a part of the gift, and I let them believe I was giving them the same or more than I did my sister. My brother started arguing, and my husband told him to get lost. They've been posting online and even started a GoFundMe that I quickly reported. My sister's on my side, but Mom is conflicted and makes me doubt. Edit. My mom was always the breadwinner in the marriage, and she is still a very successful woman. I'm not scared she will be conned out of money, because she has worked on herself all the time on therapy, and her boyfriend is a voice of reason in her life too. She has a will in which she leaves us all stuff equally, and what can't be divided she leaves to other people. When our brother returned, she was very clear with him about it. Yes, she wants her son back, but she has no rose-tinted glasses about it. The reason she is conflicted is about my actions, not me not giving them money. She says I should have told them no firmly since the beginning. She's not angry at me or anything, but I still don't like disappointing her. Yes, I love my mommy a lot. My sister and I have kids. My mom is an incredible grandmother and her boyfriend is Pops. They have been together for about 20 years now. Pops dislikes my brother a lot because he doesn't share his views. My mom had 50-50 until my brother turned 16, and he demanded to live with my dad full-time. My mom demanded therapy for him since the beginning. It simply didn't stick. He drank the juice. She has also been extremely clear to my brother she is not covering for his children any more than her grandmotherly duties. As for the will, Dad left each of the women $500, so we couldn't contest it. My brother has burnt many bridges, and he tried to get more money out of Mom after I said no, but she told him no too. The wedding happened in the summer. It was too over the top, and may I say, kind of tacky, but not my business. Sister-in-law claimed to love baking and loving my mom's KitchenAid, so I got her that. It was not a jab about being a housewife at all. She is 27, and when it was suggested she gets a job, got offended and cried more. And I reported the GoFundMe because he was sending the link only to our family talking about me owing them money. They still want to maintain their image in front of their faux friends, and I have no intention of doing anything about it. But when my grand aunt is shocked someone told her I'm this and that and feels bad for my brother, I draw the line. My sister, Mom, and I have already had a talk with all the elderly relatives, and none of them will be giving them money. Not the a-hole, and this was hysterical. How entitled these two are. Not the a-hole. Your brother has been given more than his fair share and squandered it. That's a him problem. Your future sister-in-law isn't even a proper leech. She's a tick who latched onto the style without checking to be sure of the substance. That's her problem. You have been responsible with what little you were given, in comparison, and have managed the funds well. Shame on them for thinking you should gift them, two greedy, grasping individuals who didn't give you the time of day before deciding they needed what you have, more than what you would give to the sister who you are close to and have a friendship with. That's a them problem. I have yet to see anything resembling a you problem in this equation. And for the record, the only thing your mother should be upset about is that the son she raised is such a greedy, grasping character. Haha. My 48 female sister, 56 female, and I had always had a rocky relationship. Her husband, 61 male, and my husband, 50 male, are brothers, so we've always had that distinct closeness. Due to poverty, I only graduated from a 2-year course. My husband is the successful one in the whole family, basically. He graduated from college with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering degree, and is now a chief engineer. He works overseas while I manage a small store at home. Meanwhile, my sister and her husband didn't graduate. Their source of income has always been from selling fruit shakes in front of schools. It wasn't a steady income, but their daily needs are still met. Since I and my husband have the capacity to help, I've asked my husband to help my relatives. He agreed, and now we finance the education of more than 10 people. Relatives, neighbors' children, people we hire as help. Aside from that, we also helped my sister's family with everything we can, even on demand. Back in 1999, I was pregnant with my first child. We used to live in a small town far from the nearest hospital, which was kilometers away in the city. So my husband and I decided to move into the city to be near basic commodities like schools, hospitals, and markets. There were markets and schools in the small town, by the way. The city just had better accommodations. My sister was livid when I told her the news of us, just me since my husband's overseas, moving to the city. She reasoned that what about her family? Their income won't let them survive that long. She already had her 5th child then. I was so stressed, and weeks passed. By that, I forgot it was the 9th month of my pregnancy. On December 6th, I hurried to the hospital. My friend already agreed that I'd be staying at their house for now. The next day, my first child was born. I asked my cousin and my friend to fetch my belongings from the house, cause I'd already decided to move to the city, for my baby. When my friend and cousin went to the house and fetched my clothes, my sister went on a tantrum. She threw all my clothes outside and said, I hope she died at birth. I was devastated, of course, when I heard that. But life went on and I forgave her for that. Years later, I already had my second child. My sister's second child was about to go to college, so I financed her education. She wasn't able to finish college because of her choices. I brushed that off despite having to buy the things she needed for her school. Years later, her third child was ready to go to college. Now, this is where things started to go down south. My niece, let's call her Rihanna, 32 female, during her second year in college, started to date. She was a lesbian and started dating this girl a few blocks from our house. By the way, we moved to another city still close to our hometown. My niece lived with us during this time. I was pregnant with my third child. Little did I know my niece would go out at night, leaving the gate open. She would go clubbing with her girlfriend. I found this out when my cousin told me that the gate was open one night. I scolded her about this. This was also the time when I found out about her relationship. I told her it was fine that she started dating, but I want her to focus on her studies, which means her girlfriend can't be in the house to be a distraction, and she can't go clubbing either. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I called her mother, but instead of apologizing to me, she got angry and told me to get off my niece's love life. She can do whatever she wants. I was offended, of course. What if she gets into trouble? What if she gets hurt? Who would be accountable for this? Me? We had months of quarrel over this. My niece graduated. Around 2013-2014, I found out I got breast cancer. I was devastated, of course. I had surgery and went to chemotherapy. During this time, another one of my brother-in-law had a medical emergency. While I was in chemo, I also helped him with his disease. I don't know exactly the reason why, but my sister's husband gathered his brothers and sisters, not including my husband, and plotted something against us. I heard that my brother-in-law actually said, verbatim, when he found out I got out of surgery, "So, is she dead?" I don't know what they were plotting. They invited me to come, but I didn't go. All I know is that they think I'm hogging my husband's money for myself. Yes, you've read that right. They said, as siblings, they have rights to my husband's paycheck, which, by the way, goes to our joint account. This whole scenario just dug the hole deeper. Okay, let's condense this and let's enumerate the things that have transpired over the years. I financed my sister's fourth daughter's college education, where she got pregnant and married a man we don't know. Her mother defended her. My first son is going to college, and since I don't want him to be alone in a city away from me, I hired my sister to help her nephew for a weekly $55 salary. Rihanna saw this as me making her mother a help or some kind of servant. She went on a rant on social media. This led to another fight between me and my sister. And then again, I forgave them. My terminally ill father-in-law was in my sister's care when Rihanna posted on Facebook, asking for help, hinting that my father-in-law's children, despite being engineers and professionals, aren't helping. My husband got offended, so did I, since we financed my father-in-law's medicines, and they're asking for an oxygen tank, which was scarce at the time because of virus. At that point, I have had enough. I have enough of their demands. I have had enough of their bickering. I just have had enough. So the last time my sister and I spoke, I told her to never contact me again, and if a rift between us is what they want, I will give it to them. I said that our relationship as sisters is severed, and I don't want anything to do with them. My sister got offended by this and lectured me about family values and whatnot. Till now, I've still not talked to her or her family. I did speak to my brother-in-laws and sister-in-law, but only for a brief moment. You both sound like amazing people, but you let yourselves be used for far too long. Please don't give a dime to help anyone else out in that family. I beg you, please cut ties 100%, or they will suck you dry. They obviously only care about the money, and not the kindness of the people helping all those years. Asking many times throughout the years if you had died, and hope you died, that's cruel and sad. Please don't give up any more to any of them for any reason. Let them fend for themselves. You did the right thing. Some people will use the excuse of being family to suck you dry. You've been more than generous, but it's time to take care of you. About a year ago, me and my significant other adopted a stray dog. She's still quite fearful, but getting better every day. Because she used to be a stray, her teeth, digestive system, and coat were in poor shape. We managed to make it better through hard work and a light diet. Our vet told us that as a stray, she probably ate a lot of trash and scraps of salty human meals. So we should be even more careful with feeding her processed human foods than usual. If we want to treat her, we boil some safe vegetables. Give her a few slices of an apple or a spoonful of sugar-free yogurt. But spicy and salty processed sausages or ham are off limits. So are heavy cheeses, sugary puddings and other sweets, fast food and so on. As a part of her socialization process, we visit my parents quite often. It's great, and I've always been grateful for them inviting us. However, last time we visited, my mother was in quite a mood for the entire time, and actively tried to annoy me multiple times. Most of them I'd endure without batting an eye, but one thing that led to an actual fight was the fact that she fed my dog human food. Mostly pizza crust with spices and sprinkles of cheese on it, while looking me dead in the eye right after actually asking me if she can feed the dog, and me saying no. Since at this point I already told her multiple times that this is not acceptable. I asked her why she even asked me if she can feed the dog if she's gonna do it anyway. She answered, "Because I don't agree with you." It was a very stupid answer. So I asked, does that mean she doesn't want us coming to her house? Because it kind of looks like she wants to scare us out. She then said that she won't be blackmailed by me, and she will do whatever she wants, and if we don't want to visit, we don't have to. So I answered that since I am not looking forward to watching the dog's every move, and I think she poses a threat to her health, we won't be visiting for Easter or anytime soon for that matter. To which she just barked, fine, like a moody teenager, and me and my significant other left. I do not intend to set foot in that house until I hear a clear apology, and she swears that she won't feed the dog crap again. Now I'm finding out that she's deeply offended, because I supposedly set restrictions on her and her alone out of spite. And if I think I will win this peeing contest, I am dead wrong. On top of it, I know this whole situation ruined Easter for my significant other, because we refused to visit his mother to make plans with my parents. My dad is also sad because we're not coming. Basically, everyone's miserable, because me and my mother won't budge. Except I think I don't want to budge for a good reason, and she is the one in the wrong. Do you think I'm right, or am I actually the a-hole? Not the a-hole. But your mother clearly isn't budging. So go pick up your dad, and go visit the significant other's parents. Maybe that would drive it home to your mother. Not the a-hole. Your mom already knows how dangerous this is for your dog. And the fact that she's willing to basically poison your dog's health. Over what? Her moods? You taking your dog out of that potentially hazardous environment is good on you, OP. I had a slightly similar fight with my mother who liked to drive with her little dog sitting behind her neck on her shoulders. I told her multiple times it is unsafe, and I am not comfortable with her driving like that. She was adamant that it was her dog, her car, and she could do what she wanted. I finally told her she could at the very least lie to me and tell me she stopped doing it and not do it when I'm in the car, and we can call it good. Nope. She doubled down on her right to do as she pleased. It was the beginning of realizing I had become more of a grown-up than my mom.